After that, I got E5, and at that particular time, the chief for our platoon, he recommended me for Class B school in Davisville, Rhode Island, so I got accepted there. Got put on the advance party to go home because my wife was going to have our first child. So we got back to Dover, Delaware. We flew in, had orders to go from Gulfport and flew into Dover, Delaware in December. And I wanted to get home. We got snowed in, so we had to take a bus to Philadelphia. And being in Vietnam, going 10 miles an hour, and then we didn't have anything to even hardly rent a car. A buddy and I from Pittsburgh. He ended up going through his duffel when we had to have a credit card. We didn't have any credit cards with it.
Yeah.
So he finally went through his duffel bag, found a credit card, and rented a car and going on the Pennsylvania Turnpike with about 2 foot of snow. Took us almost 12 hours to get from Philadelphia to home. He dropped me off and walked in. The wife was at my parents' house, and she walked down the steps. And she was about due, so I had 5 days. Stayed home, with her and whatever, because I had to be in Davisville, Rhode Island. So I got the car, started driving up to Davisville. They had another foot and a half of snow. Drove up there, and that was a chore. And then we got up there, and that was interesting because we got there 5 minutes to 6. We were supposed to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we drove up to the officer of the day and checked in. And then we asked, where's the CB school at for construction electrician? We went down there, and I was sitting in there, and my name come up and says, Jim Hilty, AWOL. Oh, wait a minute, I'm here. Well, I checked in the wrong place. So we got that straightened out. Ended up, I was top of my class there. Then we left, and as soon as we got back, backed up the wife, headed back down to Gulfport. We were there for about 3 months. They were bringing in all the new recruits. They were going to training. Since I already had mine, I didn't have to go, but we were packing up, making arrangements to head back. So we headed back. I took the wife back home, left, flew back down, flew back out. Ended up having my own line crew back over when I got to July in 67. Okay. Had my own line crew, had 10 guys. Made CB of the month over there at that particular time because I think we laid out about somewhere around 100, 200 miles of high tension wire. Central power into the command, took care of the Army, the NSAD. Got them all powered up on central power.
Yeah.
About lost my eyesight there because we were dealing with about 13,000 volts from the central power. Cutout fell out and come down top of the transformer. I ended up kind of getting an arc flash. I couldn't see for quite a while. Same period in time, what I got involved in, we were mostly support, but still upsets me to this day. We were coming back from a job, heading back to the base, and an Army tank retriever went by us, towing a tank. It was kind of, the engine quit on it, and it was towing it back. They had guys sitting all over the tank retriever and guys sitting over the tank. In July, it's kind of, the Americal Division was there, General Westmoreland was there. They had a hospital up on the hillside, kind of up on top of the hill there. Tank retriever now, they had right away, so they went through, and we got in the traffic jam behind them, and all of a sudden it stopped. And I told my driver of the line truck, I said, hey, Tommy, I said, hey, something's wrong up there. I said, there's smoke and stuff going on. I said, hey, get off here and go on up. I said, we might be able to give them a hand. Yeah. Nobody was getting out of the truck. We went up there, and here the tank retriever turned over on top of the guys. The tank went over, run over a weapons carrier, killed everybody in it. Split up my crew, sent a couple guys to the power station, had to shut down the power for the base. Sent another guy up to the base to get a crane. Started directing guys around, getting them out. We had some pinned underneath it, pinned underneath the weapons carrier and stuff like that. Mostly Army guys. Crane wasn't big enough to lift a 50, 60 ton tank retriever, so we had to do a teeter-totter with the crane, and as we lifted it up, we started pulling people out. One guy died in my arms and stuff like that from the Army and stuff like that. He died. Guys lost their legs, arms, and stuff like that. It's rough remembering that kind of stuff. But other than that, all the camaraderie and everything we've had. Then I come back home, got an early out. They didn't have any shore duty for me, so they wanted me to re-up for another 6 years and give me a E6 rank. And I says, let's ask him how many times I come back to Vietnam. He said, right, we don't know at this time. I says, well, no thanks. But other than that, in one respect, it's good for me to recall everything that I've done in that. And, maybe my older sons that I have now, since I've put them all through college, and maybe the grandkids can find out what Grandpap did.